How I loved camping as a kid. I loved running around through the forests. I loved airsoft wars with my brother and cousins. I loved quadding, but most of all, I loved finding one special rock to take home from each trip. When I was about 14, there was a family-wide camping trip that my parents, my brother, and I were attending. All of my cousin, aunts, and uncles would be there. It was a 2-hour drive to our little camping area. It mainly consisted of a dirt patty, a little field that barely fit all of our tents and trailers, and a forest. We were the last ones there, and as I got out of the car, my 12-year-old cousin Madeline greeted me. Maddie and I were very close as kids. I noticed there was a certain light in her eyes that I didn't always see in her. She also was grasping something in her hand. "Look, look!" Maddie shouted in my face. Auntie Dana and I just went for a walk and we found all these cool deer bones. She held the bone up to my face. "Come on, I'll show you where they are," she yelled. What an interesting thought. Instead of a special rock, I'd bring home a bone. I paced along after her down the dirt road. After about 30 minutes of walking down the narrow dirt road, I began to think we were getting lost, but Maddie insisted she knew where they were. I was getting hungry as it was nearing supper time, and I hadn't eaten since a couple hours before I left. I was also thirsty. So thirsty. "Here," Maddie announced. There they were. Bones were scattered everywhere. I snapped a few pictures with my camera. I picked up about 5 that I wanted to take home. Maddie herself had already picked out 2 that were back in the tent we were going to share for the weekend. My stomach rumbled, so without saying another word, I grabbed Maddie's arm and began stumbling back to our tiny campsite. That night left me feeling a little creeped out. Maddie was asleep beside me. I felt so vulnerable in a tent with my little cousin. I was scared that a pack of coyotes or a bear would show up and rip us to shreds while everyone else slept in their warm trailers. Suddenly, there was a scratching noise coming from outside the tent, and the zipper unzipped from the outside. Maddie awoke with a jolt. A woman, obviously missing some body parts, crawled into the tent. "Please," she whispered, "I need my bones back." That's it for tonight's tale from the dark. If you enjoyed the chills, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a scare. Got a creepy story? Share it in the comments. It might be featured next. Until next time, stay spooky and sleep tight, if you can.